How's it going, everybody? It's Jake from the Average Intelligence Podcast. Sometimes life throws you curveballs. So for unforeseen reasons, we have had to postpone our review of Mickey 17. And I know you guys were all looking forward to the Pattinson hate as much as I was. But when life gives you lemons, sometimes you got to make lemonade. Sometimes you just have a basket full of lemons. Depends on your perspective. But we here at Arete Media have been playing around with a new tool, Google Notebook LM, and with it you can create an AI-generated podcast. So I thought it would be fun to build some anticipation and be a bit of a, not so much a preview, but kind of a teaser for our review of Mickey 17 next week. We've generated a quick using past podcast episodes and things that I have said on the record. So here is sort of a, like I said, like a teaser of our upcoming review of Mickey 17. Don't miss out on it next week because it may just surprise you.
Hi, Mickey. Are you experiencing any vertigo?
I guess I am feeling a little dizzy.
Oh, wow! Did you see that?
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you're thinking at this point, what have I done?
How lucky can one guy be?
Nothing was working out, and I wanted to get off of Earth.
You're applying to be an expendable?
Yeah.
You read through the whole application.
Ain't that a kick in the head?
I should have read through it.
Once you die, we'll print a new version of your body.
My head keeps spinning.
They made me work my ass off on one mission after another.
Every time you die, we learn something new, and humanity moves forward.
Oh, wait! He's alive! It's fine.
My life is gonna be beautiful.
Mickey, it's not looking very good for you.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure you're used to it by now, but what's it feel like to die?
Even on my 17th go-around, I hate dying.
Why aren't you dead? Multiples.
Shining up to spread.
In the case of multiples,
It's just like,
we exterminate every individual.
tell me quick.
Let's blow up these secondhand baloney boys.
Why don't you guys do rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll just shoot the loser.
Tell me quick. Oh, another kick. Tell me quick. Another kick in the head.
I don't like you, but I'm you. I'm not you. I'm gonna kill you.
Tell me quick. Another kick.
So exciting!
In honor of their upcoming review of Mickey 17 next week, we're taking a look at Jake's deep-seated hatred of Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a fascinating conundrum. You know,
Yeah.
Jake from the Average Intelligence Podcast notoriously dislikes Pattinson,
Right?
yet he's about to review a film starring him.
I know.
What do you make of this?
It really makes you wonder,
Yeah.
how much does personal bias influence our perception of art?
Yeah.
Could Jake be missing out on brilliant performances
Right.
simply because of his dislike for the actor?
Yeah, you've got to wonder if Jake is going into this new film with a predetermined perspective. I mean, his dislike for Pattinson really goes back to Twilight,
Oh, yeah.
to the point where he calls him that glittery vampire boy.
Yeah, it's interesting how that image of Pattinson from Twilight
Right.
seems to have stuck with Jake.
Yeah.
Even when discussing the Batman, he couldn't resist comparing Pattinson's physique to Kristen Stewart's and saying, this Batman is the Kristen Stewart of all the Batmen.
And who could forget his joke about Pattinson's Batman wearing a mask to hide his glitter in the sunlight?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Despite going into the Batman ready to poke fun, Jake actually found himself unintentionally laughing throughout the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the thing about humor.
Yeah.
Sometimes we find things funny even when we don't expect to.
Yeah.
It makes you think about what really drives Jake's dislike.
Yeah.
Is it just about Twilight, or is there something more to it?
Well, he refuses to watch The Lighthouse because of a scene where Pattinson supposedly, well, let's just say it involves a mermaid.
Oh, right, right.
It seems like Jake might be struggling to separate Pattinson from that Twilight persona, even all these years later.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to admit that Pattinson has taken on some pretty diverse roles since then.
He certainly has.
Yeah.
And it's not like Jake completely writes off Pattinson as an actor. He admitted to liking him in The King.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically mentioning Pattinson's death scene and obnoxiously hilarious French accent.
That's right. He even said that Pattinson's character in that film had giant balls and a tiny cock.
Wow.
Which is a pretty memorable way to describe a death scene.
I guess so.
It seems like Jake appreciates Pattinson when he's playing against type.
Yeah.
Perhaps even embracing the absurdity of a role.
Maybe that's the key.
Yeah.
Jake needs to see Pattinson break free from that heartthrob image.
Right.
This new movie, Mickey 17, could be a chance for him to do just that.
It's definitely a sci-fi film, which is a departure from the roles we typically associate with Pattinson.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we have Eric, who actually enjoyed the Batman.
Oh, that's right.
What did he have to say about Pattinson?
Well, he didn't focus specifically on Pattinson's performance. It seems like he was able to enjoy the film as a whole without letting any preconceived notions about the actor affect his viewing experience.
Right.
He even compared the Batman to the classic thriller Seven.
Wow.
Saying he liked it even better.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was surprised to see Colin Farrell playing the Penguin.
I know, right?
I've heard the makeup and prosthetics were incredible.
It sounds like they did an amazing job with the production design.
Yeah.
To transform a recognizable actor like Colin Farrell into a completely different character is a real testament to their skills.
Totally.
Yeah, it is a fascinating psychological puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much do our personal preferences and past experiences color our perception of art?
It really makes you think about the nature of criticism and how much of it is subjective.
Right.
It's one thing to acknowledge technical skill.
Yeah.
But what about when an actor just rubs you the wrong way?
Right.
Can you really be objective?
I think it's a challenge we all face.
Yeah.
Whether we're conscious of it or not.
Yeah.
We bring our own baggage to every film we watch, every book we read. In Jake's case, his dislike for Pattinson seems so deeply ingrained that it manifests in interesting ways. For example, he criticized Pattinson's batsuit.
Oh, really?
Saying it was too big for him, that the batsuit was wearing him.
It's like his dislike is so strong that it bleeds into even the technical aspects of the film.
Yeah.
Almost as if he can't separate the performance from the performer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this upcoming review so compelling.
Right.
Will Jake be able to offer a balanced critique of Mickey 17?
Right.
Or will his feelings about Pattinson cloud his judgment?
Well, knowing Jake, he's not going to shy away from expressing his opinions, even if they're controversial.
That's true.
He's always been very upfront about his distaste for Pattinson.
Yeah.
It's almost become a running joke on their podcast.
True, but I also think Jake takes his reviews seriously.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just out to bash films for the sake of it.
Right.
He wants to have a genuine conversation about the art of filmmaking.
Absolutely. And I know he's prepared for this review. He even bought a special prop for the occasion.
Really? What is it?
He's keeping it a secret.
Oh, come on.
But from what I've heard,
Yeah.
it's some kind of novelty item.
Okay.
Maybe a joke related to Twilight.
That's classic Jake.
Yeah.
Even when he's dealing with a subject he dislikes, he manages to find a way to make it fun.
Exactly. And let's not forget that even though Jake dislikes Pattinson, he doesn't completely dismiss him as an actor.
Right.
He has acknowledged Pattinson's talent, even complimenting his physical performance in The Batman,
Okay.
saying he was convincing as a fighter.
Right. It's almost like he admires Pattinson's dedication to the craft.
Yeah.
Even if he can't stand the man himself.
Right.
It's such a fascinating dichotomy.
Speaking of dichotomy, we've talked a lot about Jake's perspective.
Yeah.
But what about Eric?
Yeah.
He seems to be much more open to Pattinson as an actor.
Right.
Even enjoying his performance in The Batman.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that will influence their dynamic when reviewing Mickey 17?
I think it has the potential to create some interesting friction.
Oh, yeah.
Eric's enjoyment of the Batman could offer a counterpoint to Jake's preconceived notions about Pattinson, leading to some lively debate.
I can't wait to hear them go back and forth.
How's it going, everybody? It's Jake from the Down the Middle podcast, and I want to take a quick moment to invite you to check out our show, which airs every other Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube. If you love pro wrestling, you're definitely going to want to check this out. We talk about the latest in pro wrestling.
AEW's pay-per-views are rough, man. And it's obvious, like, Tony Khan is booking for Tony Khan, and it's obvious because Tony Khan has clinical freaking ADHD, but the kind where like you can hyper focus on the thing you love. And he's like, I legitimately want to watch wrestling for 7 hours. It's like, Tony.
Now everybody else does.
Hardly anybody else does.
We talk about some of our favorite things in pro wrestling.
One of the best promos ever. Like, can we just say, like, I had fucking goosebumps. And here's the thing, I know it's a work, but I'm watching that and I'm like, I think MJF might have duped somebody.
And we have a hot take here and there too.
Nothing against Riho. It's just like, do you think the audience is f***ing stupid? Riho weighs 98 pounds.
The vast majority of great moments in professional wrestling have nothing to do with the move. Don't get me wrong. The moves are part of it. Cena's like, I don't even remember how I won. Everybody remembers this.
But the best part about our show is that you are part of the conversation. So check out the show and join in the fun.
So we're back, and I guess, ready to wrap up our exploration of Jake's complex relationship with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like every time we circle back to this topic, we uncover another layer of intrigue.
It really highlights how intertwined our personal preferences can be with our artistic judgments, you know?
Yeah.
We like to think we can be objective.
Right.
But it's hard to deny the influence of our past experiences, our likes and dislikes.
It's almost as if a part of Jake wants to dislike anything Pattinson does just to prove a point.
Uh-huh.
But then there are those moments where a performance breaks through that barrier, like with The King.
Right.
It makes you wonder if Mickey 17 could be another one of those breakthrough moments.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could this be the film that finally changes Jake's mind about Robert Pattinson?
Right.
Or will it simply solidify his existing opinions?
I think a part of him is hoping to be surprised.
Yeah.
To find something in Pattinson's performance that challenges his preconceptions.
Uh-huh.
It would make for a much more interesting review if he could acknowledge the good, even while pointing out the bad.
It would certainly add a new dimension to their dynamic, especially with Eric's more positive perspective on Pattinson.
Right.
I can imagine some lively debates between them as they dissect the film.
Oh, absolutely. Knowing Jake, he's probably already planning his witty one-liners and Twilight references.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of whether he ends up liking the film or not.
Right.
That's what makes their podcast so entertaining.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to have fun with it.
And let's not forget the mystery prop. I'm dying to know what Jake has planned for that.
Me too. He's been very tight-lipped about it.
Oh, God.
Which just makes it all the more intriguing.
Yeah.
It could be a hilarious visual gag, a clever commentary on Pattinson's career, or maybe even a genuine gesture of appreciation. Who knows?
Whatever it is, I'm sure it will add to the entertainment value of their review. It sounds like we have a lot to look forward to.
We do so. To all our listeners out there, don't miss next week's episode for their review of Mickey 17.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by what you hear, especially when it comes to Jake's final verdict on Robert Pattinson.